Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom video bulletin. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. In my continuation of trying to help the community right now through the issues that is plaguing Skyrim since the 1.20 update patch, I am making this video an attempt to be able to save some good information, pass along some information that is in the comments section, as well as give some of my own advice for various issues that I have seen multiple times popping up in the comments section as I'm in there. Now, before you get any further into this video, I do want to state a lot of this is more or less miscellaneous information. This is a video I've made several times and now I've deleted because I didn't know if this was really going to be any help to you or just a waste of time. But I decided, after seeing multiple people having the same issues in the comments section, that I would address it here and try to give some points, because some things that some people will readily think of, others won't, and perhaps something brought up in this might help you or at least point you in the right direction. But just know that I am uncertain if there is anything here that can help you. It is my hopes that it will, and that is why I am ultimately making this video. I am always honest with the viewers of this channel, and I just want you to know what you're getting into going in. Now, the first thing I want to state, if you are somebody from the Xbox or the PC, you are not alone. I have seen you in the comments section today. There are people that is being plagued with issues on those platforms as well. This is not strictly on PlayStation 4. So if you are one of those users and you are wondering, you hadn't seen in the comments, I can confirm, yes, there are issues on your system too. As such, to try to help out the Xbox and the PC users, on the pinned comment section of this video, I'm going to leave an area for you to be able to communicate with each other. That way, if somebody finds a fix on your system, then you can try it and see if it works for you. So please remember, that will be the pinned comment. Of course, you're free to comment wherever you want, but it might be the best for you to comment there. Now, I've already covered some issues like the 0KB glitch in another video, and also what to do if you are missing CC content that you had previously purchased and since upgrading you don't have access to. The links for those videos will be in the description box. However, one of the first things that I do want to try to cover a little bit more is the Anniversary Edition, because a lot of you, after purchasing the Anniversary Edition, have had issues with not even being able to play the game. Now, the following that we are going to discuss, as well as everything after, remember, what works for some will not work for everybody, so this may not work for you. So this is taking into assumption that you are somebody who previously owned Skyrim Special Edition. You had mods installed, either for a long time or a little while, it does not matter. And now, after upgrading to the Anniversary Edition, you can no longer play the game. You are either getting glitches that allow you not, that keep you from being able to save, like the 0KB glitch. You can't load the game at all. You are possibly missing dialogue. You are missing text. You are only experiencing sound, but no picture. Things of these nature. The reason for that is, as I've stated in an earlier video, that since the 120 patch update, the Creation Club content, the CC content, and the mods are conflicting with each other. They do not mix. That means that you can't play with the mods if you are somebody who has the Anniversary Edition. There may be a few exceptions, but the vast majority of you are reporting the same thing. If you had mods installed, you can't play. Now, if you are somebody that had these various things that I stated earlier, and you deleted your mods, or you disabled them. Let's go first with you disabled your mods, and you still are unable to play. That is because even though your mods are disabled, they're still there. They're still in your Anniversary Edition, and they're causing a conflict. Now let's say that you are somebody that disabled and deleted those mods. It's the same issue. Just because the mods are no longer in your loader does not mean they are not in your save files. I can tell you from my own experience that mods that are deleted and disabled out of the loader sometimes persist in a save, and the only way to get it out of there is to go back to a point if you had a save before that mod was ever downloaded and access that save. However, in the Anniversary Edition, even this will not work. If you try to load a modded save, even if you don't have any more mods installed, that is why you are getting errors, because those are modded saves. So I'm going to go over two possible fixes. The first one is taking into assumption that you're somebody that you want to play with those mods and you don't care if it crashes. You're going to try to get mods to work, and that one will be a commenter giving that information, so all credit goes to them. The second assumption is that you are somebody that either has tried that and it's not working for you, or you simply want to be able to play your Anniversary Edition and you don't care about the mods. And that will be my opinion of what I would do in that situation, and that I have seen other people commented worked for them. So for those of you who want to try to keep your mods, this information is brought to us by Omega Fraz Gaming, somebody that has been an absolute huge help, and I'm very grateful for, with our Skyrim community right now. He's been in the comments section just about as much as I have, helping people. He's been a big help to me and to you, the viewer, as well. So a big thank you to Omega Fraz Gaming. Now, he states that you want to disable all your mods. Then you want to rebuild your database. You want to download your previously installed CC content. Then you want to load your save. Then you want to create a clean save. Now, after you have done this, you want to install your mods one at a time, creating separate saves and overriding that save every time it loads properly. Eventually, you will encounter an error. Remove that mod from your mod list, as it is the problem. Continue checking the rest of your mods. Then he also states, as a rule, don't use mods that add crafting recipes or edit areas your CC content edits. Don't use alternate start mods with survival mode, or skill tree mods with survival mode. So if you have any mods that affect those values, don't use them with your Anniversary Edition while testing these mods. Now please remember that Omega Fraz Gaming is trying to help. He is somebody very knowledgeable in Skyrim and the way it works. But just because that fix may work for one person does not mean that it will work for everybody. Some of that can also depend on what system you are using. It may work better on a PlayStation Slim, a PS4 Slim, than it does a PS4 Pro. We will get into that a little bit later on in the video. Next, if you have tried that and it is not working, or you're somebody that you just want to be able to play the Anniversary Edition with the CC content, this is what I would do in that situation. Now, this may not be 100% accurate. It is to my best ability. It is what I would do, and you can try it. So first, I would delete the Skyrim app and anything to do with Skyrim. Anything Skyrim related, delete it off the system. After that, I would rebuild the database. I would rebuild the PS4's database to remove any possible left behind corrupted data so that it can't affect the game. After I've done that, I would then do a fresh reinstall of Skyrim's Anniversary Edition. Once the game installs, I would then go ahead and install the update. Now, being as I don't have the game, I don't know. Maybe you have to install the update along with it. Either way, when you've installed the update, wait for that update to be completely finished before you try to access the game. Once you have accessed the game, do not, and I repeat, do not use any mods, because that is causing the conflict, and if you do, then you're going to have the exact same issue. Now, what I would do is, I would start the game, I'd play a little bit of it for some autosaves. If it were me, I'd probably try to play to Riverwood if it were playing alright, and go in and out of buildings a little bit for some autosaves. Then I'd go ahead and quit the game, quit the app. Once I'm back on the system screen, I'd shut the system down and reboot it, just to take and be like it's a completely fresh day. I'll go back into the game and I'll load the most recent save and see if it loads, see if it functions correctly. If it does, then what I would highly suggest doing, and what I do myself personally when I'm testing mods, is I would make a manual save that I can count on was a point in the time that the game was playing correctly. That way, if you need it, you can fall back on it. Then I would create a few more autosaves, and I would continue playing. And now to try to answer a question that some of you may have, that I'm going to try to predict here, and that is, does that mean if I have the Anniversary Edition that I cannot play with mods? In all honesty, friends, I cannot say one way or the other. It would be my assumption that if this is indeed a mass problem with the Anniversary Edition and Special Edition and General, as it seems to be from the comment section on this channel, that the mod authors would try to update their mods and get them to once again functioning with the CC content. However, that could be quite a ways away, because it's not like flipping a switch. I'm not a mod author myself, but I do know they have to put a lot of hard work and dedication into what they do, so it's not going to be resolved overnight. Likewise, perhaps Bethesda might release another patch, and if they do, hopefully it doesn't break the game worse. So while it is too early to be able to conclusively say whether or not the mods will ever work with the Anniversary Edition and work properly, in my own opinion, it is highly unlikely, with as popular as the modding community in Skyrim is, that we will never have mods on an Anniversary Edition, but you will have to give the mod authors time to get them to function correctly if there is a lot they have to do. Now also, I want to state that that secondary fix that I talked about, the one that I would do, there are people that have reported doing that very thing, that they deleted everything to do with Skyrim, reinstalled it fresh, and did not use mods, and that it worked just fine. However, there are also people that have tried that, and they said that it didn't. You need to know, again, it may or may not work, and there could be a reason behind that, which is what we are going to discuss next, and that is the PlayStation 4 that you are using. So whether you are a person that is playing the Anniversary Edition of Skyrim, the Special Edition, or you are somebody that is playing mainly with mods and no CC content and no mods, or a mixture of both, your system specs could be the reason why you are experiencing issues. Not that there is anything wrong with your system, but your system's ability to run those mods and or CC content, especially after this latest patch update. So the following information is once again brought to us by Omega Franz Gaming, who, as I have stated before, has been a huge help with this, and we as a community really owe him a big thanks. And he states the reasons why a PlayStation 4 might be having trouble running this content. So he states in this comment here that some of the issues could be console version specific. So in his comment he states, also, I should note that I have the original PS4 Slim, not the PS4 Pro, so some of these issues could be console version specific. I do know that the Pro has always had issues with Skyrim, as I used to be a mod beta tester for some well-known larger mods, such as the Dreamweaver series and Alderaan's Ultimate Armory, and worked closely with mod developers to fix problems. So the Pro had issues. If you're on the PS4 Pro, good luck getting any mods that add new environments or objects to the game to work, as with the upgraded textures, the game is already at or near graphic texture capacity, and adding one building or too many small items can crash the game. Not sure if the Creation Club can push it past its limit on its own, but most likely turn off boost mode as a rule with Skyrim. It should fix a lot of issues on the Pro. So right there, as somebody myself, I do not have a PS4 Pro, so I have no clue what the hell boost mode is, but if you are on the PS4 Pro and you have a lot of issues, turn it off, and it should improve your Skyrim experience, assuming you can get back into the game. And again, I want to thank Omega Fraz Gaming for sharing that. There was a lot of good information there as to why somebody on the PS4 Pro may be experiencing issues. And not only that, because if you're somebody that says, well, I'm not on the Pro and I'm having these same issues, this could be affecting you too. Again, it is a person-by-person basis, but this could definitely be a part of it, especially with all of the CC content that was added in the Anniversary Edition. Now, I also want to state that, because I've seen it in the comments quite a lot in the continuation of what we were just talking about, that I know some of you really don't use mods at all. There are a lot of you reporting that you have not had any mods installed, you're not using modded saves, and you're still having issues. Well, the thing is, everybody now does have some mods, whether they actually realize it or not. Not community mods, but if you're somebody that never modded the game before, you now have CC content, and that is mods. That is adding something into the game that wasn't there, but that is Bethesda's mods, not the community's. So things like the survival mode, and having that on, maybe it's causing an issue. If it is active, you might want to turn it off. I'm not saying that they are, but you do have some mods on. And as to why you could possibly be experiencing issues if you don't meet the requirements. You're not on a PS4 Pro, you're not running mods, you're not even using the CC content. I'm sorry to say, friends, I haven't a clue. The majority of this I would understand to be mod specific as to the issues of the CC content and the mods not mixing, but obviously there are variables in play here that could be affecting some people. The best thing that I can state there is, for people like that, definitely comment in the comments section, and then those of you who are having the same issues, look in those comments and see if there are people maybe that have found a fix. Again, you know, I definitely do not have all the answers. I am not an expert in this by any means. I am simply a player like you guys, but I am trying my best to try to help get information out there for people to be able to hopefully get their game running again. And that brings us to the next point and what I'm going to share with you, and that is, if you are somebody like myself, you may be wondering, obviously in the gameplay you see I am using my mods, and I am on the special edition, and I have had some issues, but not a lot. That's what I'm going to go over next, is why it is possible that I am able to play and you are not with mods installed. So, to let you know, I am on a PS4 Slim. I'm not on the Pro, I'm not on the old original one. I have near 100 mods installed and active right now. I do not remember the exact number. I will be showing my mod load order at the very end of this video and going over them just to show that, at least in my experience, what mods are working fine with this. But I do have near 100 active mods running right now. I was a person that I did not have any purchased CC content. The only CC content that I had were 2 free armors for the character, and honestly I don't even remember if I ever did the quest. I just downloaded them, but either way, I did not have any previous CC content. I didn't have survival mode, Saints and Seducers, any of that. When I updated my game, I've stated this before, so I'm just going to quickly state it here, but just so that you know, I had a crash when I first tried to load it. Then I reloaded it. On the loading screen, it told me that it needed access files from the CC, and it crashed again. Then the third time, I was able to go ahead and get in the game. Now, I have experienced crashes since. I experienced a crash earlier yesterday trying to record the footage for one of the videos getting near Windhelm. And after I loaded back in, I went back to Windhelm and it was fine. This is nothing new for me. I have experienced crashes from time to time. And the reason for that could possibly be in part to Sony's firmware, because I want to share something that I've also been seeing in the comments section, and I have something similar, not exactly what some of you have been stating, but for those of you that use mods and you're in that mod load order and it's crashing on you in there, before Sony's last firmware update, I didn't have that issue, but since their last firmware update, anytime I go into the mod loader, as long as I just go in there and I look around, I can type in stuff to search and whatever, it's fine. But if I turn anything on, I turn anything off, I change the order of the mod, I delete, I do any of that, and it tells me that I have to reload the files, 100% it will crash on me every single time. Then once I reload the app, it obviously went ahead and loaded the files, because whatever is then either active or not active. But I will get those crashes. So if you're getting those crashes now and you didn't before, even though we haven't changed firmwares, again, it's probably your specific console to my console, but that could have caused the issue that you are now experiencing with that. And if that is the only issue that you are experiencing, is it crashing in the mod load order, consider yourself lucky, as do I. I do realize how lucky I am that I can still play. And perhaps the reason why is because of the things that I stated. That's why I wanted to state in great detail as to my background, what I had before I updated, and the way that I play. And so that brings me to my next point, and that is troubleshooting as to what could be causing this mod issue if you are able to at least somewhat get into the game, and maybe you're either getting this 0 KB glitch or different things. Since if you're somebody like me who perhaps did not have CC content originally and you do now, some of your mods are not maybe compatible with that CC content. You need to go in and read the mod description, and I do mean of each and every mod that is in your loader. And if it's a lot, I realize it's a lot to read, but you need to do so, because there are some specific mods that will tell you that they are not compatible with CC content. Something that, again, Omega Frost Gaming has stated in a comment is that if you got, say, a mod that adds something into the forge and changes a value, anything like that, and say the CC content is also changing a value, that can be right there a reason that you are getting a clash and getting errors, because they're both trying to change values of something. And there are mods that are specifically stated that there are multiple versions. One that is for non-CC. If you don't have, like, say, Saints and Seducers, you don't have that. And then there might be a mod that states it is specifically made for CC for, say, that particular mod. Now, I'm just using Saints and Seducers as an example. But in any case, there are some that are specific to each. So perhaps you have the wrong version of a mod. And now you say, well, I would only need to look for perhaps things that change values and add things. But the thing that you don't realize is sometimes mods add in things that you wouldn't realize. Just adding a character in game or doing something that changes their walking animation. Really read those patch notes. A lot of times they will have subtle little changes in there. I remember seeing, I don't remember the name of the mod, but there was one that added a population, but it didn't just do that. It changed behaviors, it added in some props to different areas, it changed a whole bunch of things. So if by chance that mod, say, is causing an issue, that could be your thing right there. And in that case, the best thing that you can really do is try to disable your mods. If you're not somebody that you can't access the game at all and you're just having a lot of crashing issues, disable them and check them one by one and see what is causing that. Know where your issue lies and then get rid of that mod. Because mods can cause a lot of unforeseen issues. For example, something that I've seen in the comments section quite a lot that people are reporting is that when they try to load the game, they are getting a black screen. They might have like an ambient fire sound or music, things of that nature, but they can't see anything. That is because there is a mod somewhere conflicting with the game itself, causing it not to load properly. Now, there could be some of you though that say that you don't have any mods installed, and in that case perhaps it is the CC content that is causing an issue, something active there that shouldn't be. I can't state that for a fact, but we all do have mods now because of the 1.20 update, even if you are somebody that didn't play with them before. And that might mean that you need to download a patch for one of the CC content items. You might need it for, say, the survival mode or Saints and Seducers. Maybe to fix a bug that is somehow active in your game. And that, continuing on the patches, now I do not have those patches downloaded. I do have the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch at the top of my load order, but not the CC content ones. But for the people that have Anniversary, if somehow, some way you're still able to use your mods but you're having a lot of issues, it could be perhaps if you are like most of us, you have the Special Edition patch. Perhaps that patch is not now compatible or fully compatible with the Anniversary Edition. There could be something changed in Anniversary, and you may need to wait for an Anniversary Edition patch to come out, assuming that you are able to use your mods at all, which I doubt majority of you are able to if you have Anniversary. But that is something to think of if you had that patch for a long time. Maybe you didn't even think of that. So that's why I don't really know what I should go over and what I shouldn't, because there's some stuff that people are going to be like, well, yeah, obviously, but there are going to be people that haven't thought of things like that. So I'm trying to kind of cover everything to the best of my ability. And in that spirit, that leads me to the next point that I want to make, and that is something that I think everybody that mods should do, and that is manually creating safe saves. As somebody myself that likes to download and test a lot of different mods to see what they can do, I know that they can have unforeseen issues. The mods that are in my load order right now are mods that I've had for a long time. I know they are perfectly safe for my game and don't cause me any problems. So I will manually create a safe save from time to time. I will get a good close-up shot of Lydia so that I can quickly and easily pick that save out from the others, and then if I have any issues that I can't resolve from a mod, I will disable and delete that mod from my load order and then go back to that safe save, which was at a point before I downloaded the mod, and load it, and it will then remove the problematic issue. So now friends, I am going to show you my mod load order. I did this before in one of the previous videos, but I want to show you what mods that I have in my game that are active right now and are running fine with the 120 patch. She's having fun, isn't she? In any case, the mods that are running fine with that patch. Now please know that just because the particular mod for me is working fine, there could be one of them that still would give you an issue solely based off of our system differences. For example, a popular mod I know a lot of people like, Kanto's Whiterun. I've never been able to use that even before the 120 patch. If I try to, I will crash every time I go into Whiterun, which quickly makes me think about it. Some of you are reporting issues where you're going into an area and it's crashing as soon as you go in there. If you had a mod that changed something, gave new look to an area or whatever, added stuff, and it was working fine before, perhaps now because of this 120 patch it could be an issue. Shut that mod off and see if you're able to enter that area. So anyways, my mod load order, I do want to state that it is not in the order that Bethesda or even the mod authors suggest that they are in. I basically will put the mods where I want. I do kind of group them together the way I like them, but they are not in like what they should be. So I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't put your mods that way. You should do what you feel is right for your load order. But I will be showing the mods I have currently active that, at least with my game, are functioning fine with the 120 patch update. And again, I am on the special edition of Skyrim. Funnily enough, while coming in here to get this footage, I crashed while trying to load the Skyrim app. Just goes to show you that it can crash at any time. That's the first time it's done it to me on loading since I updated it. It has crashed though since during the gameplay. Now I noticed when I first got in on the following screen that they have an update for the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. However, I am not going to update it at this time, as we currently all have enough issues going on right now with the game, and I do not know if updating that could cause any more. So I can't recommend that you do update it, but there is a update available for it. I currently have 94 out of 100 mods in my load order. Any mod that you see checkmarked are the active ones. They were active before I updated to 120, and I didn't change any of them. I didn't turn any of them off or move them. They are still active after the 120 patch update. If you see a mod is not checkmarked, that is because there are a few that I have downloaded but I have not checked yet, and a few that I did check but I have not checked since the 120 update. So anything that is not checkmarked, I cannot say if they may cause issues in the game. Now, while we are going through this last little bit, I want to first of all thank everybody who has been commenting in the comment section. The people that have found fixes for particular issues and have commented it, you all know who you are. The people who have commented their issues, their platforms, the people that have commented that haven't had any issues, so that we know not everybody is affected. All of us as a community together is what is making it possible to make Skyrim playable again. And I really couldn't do this without you guys. I know a lot of you have been thanking me in the comment section, and I do want to say I appreciate that. I really do. You don't know how much that means. But it's not me alone. It's more you guys than anything that make this possible, and I'm just trying to do the best that I can to help you all out. I honestly don't know if any other Skyrim channels. I'm not even really a Skyrim channel. I'm really a whatever channel, whatever I decide to upload. But I don't know if any of the Skyrim channels are really covering this right now, as a lot of you have found your way to me. So I just want you to know that I'm doing the best that I can to try to help you guys out as much as I can. I am not a professional, as I've stated before, by any means, but I'm always as honest and upfront with you guys as I can be, which is why I tell you these things. And also, I do apologize for the length of this video. This video looks like it is going to be, depending on as I get done cutting it, it's right now at the 33-minute mark, and I have 38 minutes worth of footage here that I am currently recording. You don't know how many times I have recorded longer ones like this and ended up deleting them after putting all the work that I did into them and never uploading them. And that is because the information contained within, while accurate to the best of my ability, I didn't know how helpful it was actually going to be, and I didn't want to waste you, the viewers, time in these videos if it wouldn't be helpful to you. That's my skooma dealing cat that you might hear in the background, because I am not cutting this footage anymore. And so, in any case, I had decided not to upload those. But after seeing that so many of you are having issues that are similar but randomized as to your particular problems, I decided I'd go ahead and make this, that hopefully something contained within it would either be able to help you fix your problem completely, or at least point you in the right direction. More than likely on this title I'm going to put something about possible fix or something along those lines, because I never want to mislead you, the viewer, that what you are seeing is 100% going to work, because I have no way of knowing if it will. It is a chance, but there's also a chance that it won't. So in closing, I'm going to say again, for those of you who might not recall because of the length of this video or may have missed it, that the PC users and the Xbox users on Xbox One and Xbox Series X, I have seen you guys in the comments, you are having issues as well. I'm going to leave a section for you in the pinned comment section on this video that you can talk with each other. You're free, of course, to comment wherever you like, but if you comment there with your issues and any possible fixes that you have, then you might be able to help each other in your communities. I want to thank you, the viewer, for taking the time to watch this video, and I sincerely hope that something contained within it will help you to be able to get your Skyrim back up and running, to at least point you in the right direction. Take care, everybody. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.